Well, it's that time of year. It's fall season. And in most parts of the northern hemisphere of the world, especially America, people are getting ready to hang up their Halloween decorations. I saw plenty today: scarecrows, skeletons, and of course, the pumpkin. The pumpkin is what's harvested during the fall season. As most of society and the animals get ready to pretty much hibernate, there's certain rituals and traditions that take place during this time of year. Summer comes to an end and fall begins. And for me, uh, I began on my journey back down to Florida. Backwoods, what's up, brother? Hey, how's everything going? It's going good, man. It's going good. Keeping it moving as a nomad and any potential nomad out there. What I tell you is keep it moving. Beware of your surroundings. If you notice people in the parking lot, notice your surroundings, and when in doubt, move. Your wheels are your asset. You don't want to become too static. Good. Thank you for being number one in the live chat tonight, brother. I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate those who watch my videos. I don't feel entitled. I don't feel owed anything. I just feel like I keep showing up, and progressively over time, I build my life. And those who I connect with on a positive level, it's a blessing. And it's a blessing to be able to live your dream as best you can. And my dream is to pick pineapples, not pumpkins. My dream is not to wear a scarecrow outfit. My dream is to spray suntan lotion all over my body in the winter. Not to go on hay rides, but to go on Latina MILF rides. What's up, Savai? Great to see you, brother. Shout out to you, man. It's good to see you. Stretch, what's up? Hardworking Stretch. Good to see you both, man. I hope the video's coming in good for you guys. I'm moving around a little bit, but I feel very encouraged that as I get ready to head down to Florida these next couple weeks, changing your atmosphere and your culture is a big part of your mindset. The culture up north, it was still warm today. It was like 75 degrees. It's nice fall weather, and fall weather is nice. But there's something in the air as the sky gets darker earlier, as Halloween decorations come out, and I see more pumpkins and I see no pineapples. And that's depressing to me. There's something called seasonal depression. And for me, I need to be in a tropical environment. I need to be able to see palm trees. Like I saw a video the other day. They were saying like, well, the difference between Florida and some other place that's hot is, palm trees. That's a big difference. Palm trees to me are very inspirational. Pineapples, coconuts, those things, they matter to me. I think about that here. I'm making this live feed at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in a parking lot of a McDonald's. I'm not eating McDonald's, I'll tell you that right now. McDonald's is for the dying. Okay. Guys, how do I think about people who drink coffee from McDonald's? They're even more destitute than the people that drink coffee from Dunkin' Donuts. I saw a child predator today. He thinks he's Elvis. Elvis died at 42 from being addicted to prescription drugs. There's some people out there, they idolize Elvis. Elvis was a drug user. Guys, the guy died at 42. Marilyn Monroe was a hoe. She fucked the president. She fucked mafia guys. She got basically murdered. These aren't idols. These are disgraces. What I can tell you guys is I don't want to get involved in other people's shit. I damn sure don't want to pick pumpkins. I want to be by pineapples. Okay. I damn sure don't want to be in a van outside of a McDonald's parking lot, and I'm around that now, and I don't like it. Okay. But on your way to pineapple heaven, you got to go through McDonald's parking lots. You got to go through the land of pumpkins and pumpkin slice coffee. I hate pumpkin slice coffee. Why? Because, guys, I like smoothies. I like tropical color Starburst. I don't like anything about Dookie Brown and orange yellow. I like flamingo pink, topaz blue. In my mind, I try to build an inspiration, a vision. It's very important to have something that, you look forward to in life. It's not easy. Um, you see enough in this world and you can get disillusioned, but only in your mind. I mean, there's a lot of good. Okay. And so as an adult, you're responsible to find the good, to focus on the good, and then try to make your life as best as possible. Okay. And what I'm doing in trying to make my life as best as possible is make sure that I live somewhere that in September, October, November, I'm not picking pumpkins, I'm picking pineapples. And for me, in my 40 years on this earth, some of my lowest points have been when I've had to go to, in my mind, I had to go like to orchestrated family functions or orchestrated seasonal events. I don't like orchestrated events. Like I always say, politics as usual. It doesn't matter what political party, it's just politics. It doesn't matter what holiday, it's just traditions. And that shit don't mean anything to me. I mean, there's some good in the tradition. Politics are necessary. But pineapples, to me, are more inspiring than politics. Pineapples, to me, are more inspiring than tradition. A pumpkin is a sign of tradition, a seasonal tradition. That on this day in October, we go to a farm, we pick pumpkins, and that is what we do. Why? Only because your parents, your friends, they've done that. So you just blindly follow whatever you've been taught. But as an adult, you have a right to smash the pumpkin. I think there was a rock group called Smashing Pumpkins. I didn't really listen to that. I liked hip hop and R&B. But I do agree with the philosophy of smash some pumpkins and let pineapple juice drip on your body. You say, so I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Well, guys, this isn't for you. This is for people, okay, who connect with a guy broadcasting live from a McDonald's parking lot. Not drinking McDonald's coffee. Guys, I drink Starbucks coffee, okay? I drink what rich folk drink, okay? I don't drink Dollar McCaffey, okay? That's for the destitute. So what I can tell you is this, guys. I want you to focus on your pineapples. A pineapple is a parable. Now, for me, it's real life. Okay, some of you guys living in the destitute land, a pineapple is what you want your life to be. A pumpkin is what your parents and society told your life should be. They told you should dress up like a fucking clown and pretend to be a skeleton during a holiday where a pumpkin is celebrated. I tell you, that's bullshit. So I had some coconut juice the other day. Well, brother, may you have coconut juices all the days of your life. There's a scripture that says, may I dwell in the house of glory all the days of my life. May you dwell in the land of coconuts all the days of your life. Why? Because it's just better. Okay. There's a dark cloud getting ready to hang over the northern hemisphere all over the world. And what I can tell you is, I don't want to be by this cloud because I can feel it. Under the neon lights of McDonald's, I can feel the weight of Satan, okay, crushing the soul of all the animals and all the vegetation that must hibernate for 8 months out of the year. It's true those in Florida right now are feeling suffocated by the heat, but in a couple of weeks they'll be relieved to the winter glory of the tropical climate. Stretch. Getting a pumpkin vasectomy on Monday. Well, I think that's the best financial decision you can ever make. I think having a child is a big burden. I'm not saying for some people that have that goal and do it responsibly, they should do whatever they want. But I think for many wise, responsible people, I think getting a vasectomy, I definitely think safe sex, and I would even be okay with an abortion because you're trying to do the humane thing. I see people that shouldn't have kids that have kids, and I think that's very inhumane. So what I could tell you is this. I was supposed to be an abortion, and sometimes I wish I was. But I make the most of my life. I don't blame anyone. I'm very blessed compared to a lot of other people I met on my journey. But I could tell you that, like Jesus said, I don't love this world or anything in this world. I love Florida, but only because it's the closest thing to tropical paradise I can find. And love to you, brother. You're doing the right thing. I love you, Stretch. You're a hard-working, positive man. The Lord will bless you. That's my opinion. So me neither heading back down to Florida. Well, brother, I hope you get to Florida. I know you're a truck driver. I know you're a hard-working man also, trying to do the best you can. I know you got some family. I really don't fuck with much family other than my mother. But I hope that you can find your sweet spot. You know, like I say, I don't know if you're going to be a full-time truck driver your entire life or if you're going to try to transition careers. Like I said, there was a time in my life where I transitioned from construction to corporate, and then from working in an office to working remotely. You know, there's times you have to work jobs you hate, but you should intentionally, in order, try to do things you enjoy more. Everything sucks a little bit. But your best life is not going to just happen. It's not going to just be offered to you. You got to go after it. And I like that you're pricing out the housing market in Florida, whether you rent. I know you said you found some rentals about $1,000 a month. The average rent in America is $1,200 a month. So, you know, everything has to be budgeted. You have to count the cost before you start building. That's what Jesus said. Why? Because you don't want to start doing something and then realize you don't have enough money. Because then you got to go back to people and it's not good. Many people do that foolishly. You know, like I stayed in New Jersey in the winter for 2 years after living in my car. I could have just quit my job, but it wasn't wise. Many people do unwise things. Now, again, anything can happen at any time. Any of us can be broken, but we want to try to do things in order as best we can. And I'm very grateful. I want to be very positive tonight. I don't want to, I tell you, I feel good having boundaries. And as I grow and I mature, I said to myself, Sam, speak to your supporters, not your haters. You know, I think in life, you're going to, you know, especially as you try to find your own way and you speak your voice and you live your truth, you know, you're always going to have haters. That's okay. But you also, at a certain point, you have to get past that and speak to your supporters, not your haters. Because, you know, look, guys, we could spend the rest of our life screaming at the phone. But have your boundaries, okay? Have your boundaries. But after that, focus on your pineapples, not your pumpkins. Guys, pumpkins are your haters. Pumpkins are your unhealthy relationships. They're your trolls. Pineapples are the good people in your life. The people that open the door for you. The people that say, I hope you do great. The people that give you an opportunity to get a promotion. The people that give you a thumbs up. The people that say, you know what? I'm happy for you. Focus on them because there's more of them. Sometimes we think there's more pumpkins than pineapples. There's more haters than congratulators, but it's not true. The haters just have a psychological disorder and they create more profiles. There's more positive people than negative. There's more loving people than hateful people. Now, we all have love and hate within us because we live in an imperfect world. And you should never pander and you should never try to be insincere. But you should be so inspired to speak to your supporters in a direct way, not a pandering way. You should grow and evolve past hate. You should still recognize the hate that's in your soul, that's in your heart, because you live in a world. And the world is, psychopaths home court advantage. Like Jesus said, I don't love this world. I don't love anything in it. But I love pineapples. I love Florida more than I love New Jersey. I love my supporters more than I love my haters. Why? Because look, guys, you got to be grateful for everyone who gave you a job opportunity. Everyone, again, who encouraged you. Even people I don't speak to anymore, high school friends, pastors, ex-managers, I just say, praise the Lord. I'm thankful. I'm pushing forward, man. And I want you guys to push forward. Whatever you want to do in your life, I want you to push forward. And I want you to keep pushing forward. Because believe it or not, you do get more bees with honey than with vinegar. And I try to give you a little bit of vinegar because I don't ever want to be insincere. Okay, we all play politics a little bit, but I never try to be insincere with you because that's not a blessing to me, or that's not what I want to do. But I also don't want to get caught in an algorithm where I'm screaming at one psychopath that's got 20 profiles and he just wants attention, or she. I've had a lot of female haters because they're butt ugly and they thought they had a chance with me. Then I realized they were a psychopath with a severe psychological issue, and I realized they ain't getting this dick. Okay. So they can go smash pumpkins because I'm about to have pineapple juice dripping on my body. Let's take a hydration break. Then we'll go back to live comments. Stretch. Pineapple, not pumpkin. 100 emoji to you, brother. 100 Stretch. I'm so proud of you, brother. I'm a supporter of yours. And I want you to do great in life. I tell you, I'm so proud of you. Working hard, 2 jobs, man. You know, Planet Fitness, $18 an hour. That's good money for a single person with no kids. You about to get a vasectomy? That's good money. Plus, you work another job at Home Depot. And I want you to keep showing up. I want you to be a regional director. I want you to do a lot of things in your life. If you want, you do what you want. But when you don't have kids or when you don't have a family, you got more options. You can do a lot more things. And you're a positive, productive person in society. There's a lot of nomads out there that are positive and productive. Now, there's some scumbags, but same thing with people in houses. There's some positive and there's some scumbags. So, stay positive, brother. So, buying a second truck, goal is to have, forgive me for saying this wrong, a bunch of Wolf trucks, having a trucking company. Well, God bless you. I hope that you go after what you want. I don't like the sound of 2 of anything. I know a family member that's thinking of getting a second car, and her first car is breaking down, and she doesn't even have 1 job. So there's some people that got 2 cars and don't even have 1 job. Crazy. So I don't like too much liability. Okay, liability and maintenance and owning. I watch a couple owner-operators on YouTube, truck drivers, and a lot of them testify that they would actually make more money and have less liability if they just worked for a trucking company, whether Schneider or someone else. And so I've learned that liability and maintenance is a soul crusher. You got to have a severe passion, an extreme passion to take on liability and maintenance because it'll never stop. But if you have that passion, I want you to go after what you want. Thank you again, Backwoods, for being number 1. Thank you, Stretch, and thank you, Savat. Savat, there is money in trucking. I've been an owner-operator for 8 years. Well, if you've been one for 8 years and you've sustained an income on the road, then you don't need my advice because I've never been a truck driver. I don't know the business well enough to give you advice, so I don't want to be disingenuous. So obviously, if you've been doing it for 8 years, you as long as you know what you're making or what you're not making and you're still enjoying it and you're planning for the future, because like everything, I mean, truck driving is very tough. It's a very unhealthy job because you're sitting for long periods of time. You may not be eating the best unless you're very disciplined to eat healthy on the road. But for some people, they're passionate. I've seen people very passionate, and it gets them out of it provides a great living. So, again, I don't know too much, so I don't want to speak ignorantly. But I just, as long as you've counted the cost and it's something that inspires you and you see yourself doing it in the future, keep pushing forward towards your pineapple. Because, guys, your pineapple is your dream, your vision. Okay, your pumpkin is tradition and what someone else wants to do. I don't want to pick pineapples. I want to pick, I want to pick pineapples. I don't want to pick pumpkins. I got to really think about that, right? Because, coming up, I was just taught that October comes, you pick pumpkins, you go hay riding, you wear a Halloween costume. That's part of life. I had no idea. Coming up as a child, there was a life where there's no such thing as pumpkins. There's just pineapples on palm trees. I didn't know that. I had to rediscover that myself. I had to go out there and explore. Guys, as you get older and girls, go outside your comfort zone, outside your 30-mile radius. And there's a whole world out there, it's true. Savat. Time for the next step. Bit Florida is where I want to do it from. You want to have a home base in Florida? Well, I would definitely say, look, just Airbnb, because if you're going to be truck driving and on the road, not just working as a logistics coordinator, then don't get into like a 6-month rental. Just do a month-to-month or live as a nomad, go to campground to campground, because if you're going to be on the road, it doesn't make sense to pay for a house or pay for a lease. Now, you could be a logistics coordinator, whether you're in trucking or even in Home Depot or something like that, where you basically coordinate the loads or coordinate projects remotely, and then you have a home base in Florida or wherever you like to live. So, guys, think beyond your trade. Like, I remember when I was an electrician, I was working at this company, and I was just trying to get out of construction and into, like, IT. And I remember one guy wanted to give me an opportunity because I was working hard again. Thank God for your supporters. Okay. Thank God, because there's more supporters than haters if you apply yourself. Thank God for them. Thank God for them. And so I remember working at this job. I was in an entry-level position. And he said, Sam, you show up, you're positive, you're informed. I went and I got a certification for my trade. He goes, I want to give you a promotion. He goes, but I need you to think not just like an electrician. I need you to think, like a project manager, like a sales rep, like a CEO. I need you to think beyond what you know so that you can see the big picture of business. And I want to tell everyone out there, whether you're working at Planet Fitness as a fitness instructor or whether you're working at Home Depot as a lumber tech, think beyond what you're doing and see the bigger picture. I remember when I was working as an apprentice as an electrician, and I was basically just a laborer. Like, there was a guy who was a skilled tradesman, and I was just a laborer, like bringing materials to the tradesman, carrying tools, carrying materials. And the senior journeyman, he told me, he goes, Sam, I was just standing under the ladder, just waiting for him to tell me what to do. And he would look down, and he said, Sam, hand me a screwdriver, hand me a pair of channel locks, hand me this, and I would hand him stuff. And then he looked down, he got frustrated. He goes, Sam, you should know what I need next. You should be watching what I'm doing and thinking of the next step. And you should have that tool in your hand. He goes, you'd be better if you have the wrong tool, but you're thinking about what I'm going to do next, and you just wait for me to tell you what to do. See, when you just wait for someone else to tell you what to do, you're going to wake up in October picking pumpkins. Okay. When you think a step ahead, you're going to wake up in October in a bikini picking pineapples. Think to the next step. Don't wait for someone else to tell you what you need to do. That was a life lesson. Now, that guy was a prick. I remember that guy. He may have even been a child molester. He was nasty. Backwoods, I appreciate you, brother. I really do. I want to show gratitude to all my supporters. The Lord put that on my heart today. And I'm not trying to say that in a preachy way, but I want to say it. Because I said to myself, I said, Sam, you have to stop putting too much energy into the negative haters because there's more supporters. And it's true. There's a time to bash the haters. There's a time, and it's fun. It's fun. But, you got to focus on the message. It's true. But I want you guys, I want to add value to your life. Look, I want to make side money on YouTube, and all that. But I don't do it at your expense as far as like just fucking selling you bullshit. Okay. I really try to share with you what I feel in my soul that's helped me in my life or that's helping me. Okay. And the message tonight, as we talk about pineapples and pumpkins, pineapples is a parable. Like in the Bible, Jesus used to give stories. Some of them weren't literal. Now, I'm literally talking about, I'm going to be picking pineapples, bro, not pumpkins, okay? But I want to get you to think in this parable because you may like the Pacific Northwest. You may like the fall. I don't like the fall. I want you to think about what your pineapple is. What's your next step to your best life? Your pumpkin is your tradition that's been handed down to you. It's your way of life that you don't know no different. I remember I had a friend who dealt drugs, who was in the street. He grew up in a bad neighborhood. But we became friends because we played basketball together. And my mom would drop me off at his house and we spent time together. And we just grew a bond just like, young kids playing basketball. And I remember as we got older, we were still cool, but, he was into more deeper stuff than me. And I remember seeing him in the mall one day, like after we graduated high school. And I was like trying to figure out my next step in life, and he was still caught up like in the streets and doing like, young stuff. And I remember pulling him aside. And I said, Ty, I said, you got to stop doing this shit, man. I said, this, go to the next thing, man. And he looked at me and goes, Sam, he goes, this how I grew up. This is all I know. He was a smart guy, though. Wasn't stupid. But I remember when he told me that, I remember I could never have another conversation with him after that. Because I knew that he had made his decision on how he was going to live his life. And even though we were friends for many years, I remember he did a lot of good things. He stood up for me a lot of times, he really had my back. But as much as we bonded and we spent some sincere times, I knew at that moment our lives were on two different paths. His path was he was going to follow a tradition. I can't understand it. He was brought up a certain way. I understand. We all have our own paths to take. I mean, I think about my own family, though. I'm the only one out of 3 siblings that works, that isn't living on government assistance. So you could be brought up in the same shit. You still get to decide how you want to live. And I remember that day, I was like, I'll never, we'll always be cool, but we'll never be going in the same direction. He eventually got murdered, in a drug deal that went bad down south. And I think about that, and it doesn't have to be that extreme, right? Because that's not everyone you'll meet in life. Some people, they'll just be in an Al Bundy syndrome. It won't be like they'll get murdered or something. It's just like, they'll stay around the same area. There'll be a shoe salesman in the mall. It takes a lot of focus, man, to go after your pineapple and not just to pick pumpkins. It takes a lot of focus to reinvent yourself and not just to follow a tradition. A lot of focus, a lot of energy. And that's why sometimes I'm so intense. And I know sometimes people get off put by that, and then I look at their life and they ain't doing shit. And I say, well, fuck it. I know my intensity may offend you, but I can't fuck, I don't give a fuck, because you ain't doing shit with your life. You're out of shape. You're fucked up mentally. You ain't taking care of yourself. I love you. I pray we both get into heaven together, but I don't give a fuck what you think about me. Okay. That's truth. You got to do what you got to do for you. You got to. Not in a selfish way, but in a self-care way. Never forget it. Backwoods says he loves, thank you for the positive vibe only first. I appreciate that, Backwoods. Backwoods says he loves the all seasons. I've had many people tell me they love the change of seasons. I hate them. I enjoy fall. Like, I enjoy September and October. But by the end of October, I'm gone. I'm back down to Florida. And I'm not even really enjoying fall that much this year, because I've been up north since March because of the coronavirus. So I'm really not even enjoying the break of weather. It's good camping weather in the fall, but I was made to be in basketball shorts and a cutoff shirt my entire life. Flip-flops. I don't know, man. I'm in a different place in my life where I don't know, there's a part of your journey you have to go alone. Here's the other thing about the pineapple parable. See, my pineapple is hot weather. It's Florida. Backwoods pineapple is something completely different. See, now, let's say me and Backwoods were best friends. We grew up together. We have to be willing to leave each other to go to where we're supposed to be. Because if I'm supposed to be in Florida, if that's my passion, my dream, my focus, and Backwoods is supposed to be in the Pacific Northwest, we have to love each other enough to let each other go. That's a very big challenge in your life. Okay, very big. Many times in life, you're going to follow tradition. You're going to pick pumpkins because you're scared to leave your friends and your family. And it's an understandable emotion. It's very hard. But you can do it, and you have to do it to feel alive, and that's why people end up fighting with their mother, because she brought home the wrong Hot Pockets, or resenting their spouse because they live in Boston and they're tired of Boston. They want to go down to Florida. There's a scripture that says, can 2 people walk together but go different paths? No. And so you got to think about that. Stretch, Sam, my mother has 8 kids. God bless, man. And we all suffer. I understand, brother. From my experience in life, a vasectomy is one of the most loving things you can do. I totally agree. Stretch, I'm proud of you. I think you're a stand-up guy, man. 2 jobs, you have empathy, because you're thinking about, if you brought a child, how you feel, and you don't want to put anything on your child. Maybe you can't handle all that stress either. And Stretch, man, I think very highly of you, man. Very highly of you. You're a stand-up guy, man. The Lord's going to bless you, man. I really believe it. And I got a lot of love for you, man. Like I said, even if you don't fuck with me anymore, at some point, I just want you to know, man, I'm proud of you, bro. I am. Savat, I love Endless Summer. Me and you. Savat, I look at my license plate. I paid the extra $25 from the Florida. In Florida, they don't have a DMV. They have a tax collector's office. That's where you get your license plate and your driver's license. And I saw you wrote that comment too, that you need a address for an office. You could get a UPS store address. You can get a Nomad address through a mailing service, such as Escapees or something like that. Look into that, man, if that's what you want to do. But I say that to say, you know, when I got my license in Florida, it was a magical day, brother. Magical day. It was a great day. Well, it was how you have to understand. To feel inspired when you get your license plate and your driver's license, that's something magical. You may say, Sam, I hate doing that. That was a great day in my life. I got my Florida driver's license and my Florida plates. And I paid an extra $25 a year to have the Florida license plate that says Endless Summer. Because it's so inspiring to me. To be surrounded by pineapples, not pumpkins. It's very inspiring. Would I want a license plate that had a pumpkin that says, I love the fall, I love all seasons? No. Like, I love Backwoods. Backwoods may want that. But I can't have that. And that's what I want you guys to think about. And girls, you have to have a fire burning within you. Okay. Let's take a hydration break. I'm going to read a lot. Thank you to all my members. Thank you to all my supporters. Backwoods Stretch, Savat, all the people watching in the background, thank you. Savat says, I love Endless Summer. Palms, the ocean. I don't mind the humidity at all. The humidity gets a little oppressive in August and September. But like I say, take a vacation those months and then come back in October, November. That's what I plan to do the rest of the years of my life. Savat, during winter, I only drive in the south. Well, that's wisdom. I hate driving up north. Now, it's true, Florida has some of the highest car insurance, and they drive like a manic depressants. That's true. But the further you go up north, the more elevation, a lot of times, the more potholes, the more winding turns. Florida's flat, straight, open land. I like that. Now, again, in the congested city areas, traffic's a disaster. And the drivers are disaster. But I'd rather drive in Florida than Massachusetts. I drove in Massachusetts and Vermont, in Connecticut, all the, upstate New York. It's a disaster. Disaster. I drove in New York City. It's a disaster. And I like to drive with my sunroof down, my windows down, some Sade or light music inspiring me. Ocean breeze. Highway A1A is my favorite highway in Florida. Highway A1A. It hugs the east coast of Florida. All the way from St. Augustine down to South Beach. When I drive on Highway A1A in Florida from St. Augustine to South Beach, I don't see any pumpkins. None. I see pineapples. That matters to me. Okay. Some people say, I don't know what the fuck this guy's talking about from a McDonald's parking lot. And that's okay. What matters to you doesn't have to matter to someone else. It's your job to keep your fire burning. Think about that. It's your job. It's not someone else's job to keep your fire burning. It's your job. That's why I tell you guys, masturbate. That's why I tell you guys, go after what you want. Apply for a job. Apply for a job you may not think you can do. If I was Stretch, I would tell him to apply as a regional manager for Planet Fitness. He may not get this job. I remember applying for my first remote job. I got rejected. It was devastating a little bit, even though I didn't need it. And it took me 2 more years to get another opportunity. Rejection hurts. But you know what hurts more? Picking pumpkins, working in an office for 30 years. I don't want to do that. You got to go through some pain to get to your pineapple. It's true. Savat. Oh, Backwoods. I apologize. Let me go back. Backwoods says, it's hard to explain, but I love all seasons because of the different smells, sights, but my true favorite time of the year is summer. The hotter, the better. You're just alive and amazing. Vitamin D. Vitamin D is a blessing. It's what keeps plants growing. I want to smell suntan lotion. I don't want to smell pumpkin lattes. I don't want to smell snow. I don't want to smell... I don't know, man. We're all different, though. And Backwoods, I know you have a passion for the Pacific Northwest. We have a woman here from Edith. She's a member. She loves to. And Nicole, I got 3 members now from the Pacific Northwest. So obviously, I know you love the Pacific Northwest because it's in your tag name. Like I always tell you, you can tell someone by their tag name. Okay. Like if you come on, well, now there's no, like negativity because no negative person is going to be a member. Okay. Because it just don't make sense. Right? Well, I did have one negative person. They were a member. I had to block them. That's true. Well, we block some. We eliminate a lot. But I always say, like, you can tell a lot by someone by their tag name and their avatar. Because, guys, you get to choose that. Like, I want you to think about life like how you think about your YouTube profile. You get to choose your profile name and you get to choose your YouTube avatar. So, in some way, your profile name and your avatar describe you. So, if you got a profile name that says, I eat coochie, and you got a picture of the Joker as your avatar, well, chances are you're a psychopath. Okay. But that's what inspires you. I don't get inspired by, I get inspired by pineapples. Okay. ESP's in the building. Now let's continue to read one fire. Savat, I have a pillow that says Endless Summer. That gets me excited. Can't wait to have a Florida license plate. It'll be one of the best days of your life, man. It really will. I can't wait till you have a Savat. Make sure you let me know when you get it, brother. Bagwoods. Florida is where I'll retire. Well, brother, I tell you, retire now because I'll never forget I was in the tax collector office getting my driver's license. And there was an old bastard there. He was about 80 years old. I think he was from Massachusetts. He finally made it to Florida. He was excited. But he was too old to enjoy Florida. At 80 years old, are you going to be boogie boarding? Are you going to be banging Latino MILFs? Nope. You're going to be waiting in the doctor's office. But this old bastard finally made it to Florida. I'm not mad at him. But I remember him, he said, all right, sir, you can pick what type of what type of license plate you want. You can get the standard Florida license plate that has the orange in the middle. You can get the one that has the Endless Summer like I have with a surfboard. You can get, they have like a USA flag one. He wanted the one with the USA flag. He says, I'll take the one with the USA flag with JFK. And the tax collector lady working, she goes, the one with the American flag with JFK. She goes, which one is that, sir? And he pointed. And she looked confused. And then I'm looking up because, like, they're taking long. And so she walks up. There's a whole wall of the different license plates you can choose. And she says, sir, you talking about this one? He goes, yeah, that's the one with JFK. And he goes, sir, this isn't JFK. This is Martin Luther King. The guy was so damn old, he couldn't tell Martin Luther King from JFK. That's old. He had cataracts. So what's the message of this, guys? Don't wait. Don't wait till you have cataracts to pick your pineapples. Because when you have cataracts, guys, you don't know a pineapple from a pumpkin. You don't know a good-looking Latina MILF from a transgender that's got bad plastic surgery. Is that the type of life you want to live? I don't want to live that life. Let's take a hydration break before I get upset. Oh, that's nasty. I love you, man. No, I'm not talking about you, Backwards. You know what I mean. Oh. Let's continue to read. Yeah, Backwoods gave me a lot of Florida emojis. All those emojis get me very excited. None of those emojis had anything to do with Halloween or pumpkins. I'm very excited about it. Those. Thank you, Backwoods. ESP. I can't believe it, guys. We're connected with ESP. She's all the way in Alaska. Let's see what she has to say. Alaska is technically the Pacific Northwest. Well, damn. I didn't know that. Technically, I got 4 members from the Pacific Northwest. Well, one is I'm surprised I have any women members, and then I'm surprised I got people that are members that don't live in Florida, because it's amazing. So I think sometimes I say to myself, wait a minute, well, how am I connecting with anyone? Well, I guess the connection has got to be, one is just be yourself and you'll find the right people. And if you don't, just keep being yourself, because fuck it. Like Bernie Mac said in House Party, if they don't like you for who you are, fuck them. They ain't never going to like you. That's true. That's true. Edith's in the building. But I think people connect with a level of passion to find your pineapple, to live a better life, to live life on your terms. Now, we may just be connected for a season. Like Backwoods loves all seasons. I hate all seasons. But I understand there's seasons of life. Like I'll cry when my mom dies. I'll cry when my dog dies. I'll cry when I lost some friends. And that's a season of life you go through. You can never go backwards in life. Time's like a river. You can never touch the same spot twice. But what can you do? Can you cry forever? You could, but just going to make life harder. So you have to focus on going forward, step by step, but day by day. I never forget. I share the story, but I keep sharing it. When I lived in a condo for 15 years, there was an old guy lived in a community. That's when I had a dog. I'd walk my dog every night. And the old guy was a professor in college. His wife was a psychiatrist. And we were walking our dogs. And I said, let me ask you something, man, because I've always been interested in people's lives. I said, what was the hardest time in your life? And the guy, he said, well, Sam, I guess the hardest time of my life was when we had our son. Our son was born with a learning disability. And I'm in education. My wife's a psychiatrist, and we had high hopes for our son to be like, a scholar or do something great. And, when your child's born with a disability, you still love them. But to be honest with you, it crushes a dream that you have in your mind of your family. And he expressed his hurt, but he still had a tremendous amount of love for his child. I mean, he took great care of his child. And I said, well, that's interesting. I said, well, how'd you get over it? And he kind of laughed. He goes, Sam, he goes, what are you going to do? He goes, you take life one day at a time. You put one foot in front of the other. And that was a powerful moment in my life. I got a lot from that simple answer. He was very honest. He didn't try to make it. He just said, what can you do? At a certain point, you accept what is and you make the most of it. It's basically and you keep pushing forward. And, it's a powerful moment. Let's continue to read live comments. Backwoods, the air quality here is unreal. Yeah, I've heard that with all those fires up there, right? But I heard it's calmed down a little bit, right? It's amazingly fresh air. Oh, it's fresh now. Yeah, I heard with the wildfires, though, it got bad. Now it's probably back good, though, right? Temperatures are dropping. Backwoods. Alaska has the best air quality. Well, that would make sense, but it's too cold. But yeah, that would make sense. Well, I don't know. I guess it would make sense. Less pollution, probably. And then, I don't know, just the regional area. I don't know all the factors. I get and not that populated. So I guess that would make a sense. Alice! PA's in the building! That stands for Pennsylvania! And they picking some pumpkins during the fall season. Alice, I remember you from a long time. Thank you for joining the Yacht Club members only live chat access. Thank you, Alice. Welcome. Love to you. I appreciate you appreciating who I am. Because I'm not selling pumpkins. I'm not selling pineapples. I'm just a guy preaching a message from a McDonald's parking lot. But I'm drinking Starbucks coffee. Why? Because Dunkin' Donuts coffee is the coffee of the destitute. And I'm trying to be a rich prick broadcasting live. That's true. Thank you, Alice. Love to you and God bless you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Shout out to Pennsylvania. Shout out to my man Pluto, too. He's from Pennsylvania. Well, Alice, it was some good weather today. 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Starting to get darker early. And next week we'll be still in the 60s, 70s. And then as we get to the end of October, then we get into the, then I go Florida. Thank you, Alice. God bless you. Thank you for all your support. You've been a blessing. Let's go back to live comments in order. Backwoods goes, I hear you, brother. Edith's in the building. Also from the Pacific Northwest. Edie's in the house. Edie likes her Dunkin' Donuts. Now, Edie's a smart woman. She ran a nonprofit. She knows that scam. And now she's selling vehicles. And she's a very good salesperson. Very smart lady. And she likes Dunkin' Donuts. But who am I to judge? Now, Dunkin' Donuts definitely got pumpkin spice. Wawa coffee, they got the pumpkin spice out. I saw it today. I can't stand Wawa coffee. Wawa's a convenience store gas station on the East Coast. I like Wawa, but I don't like their coffee. But I don't know. I'm a Starbucks guy, man. That's true. Savant laughing good. ESP. Backwoods, yes. When we don't have wildfires or volcanoes erupting, the air quality is excellent. I didn't even know you got volcanoes in Alaska? I didn't know that. And I didn't know you had wildfire either. I'll tell you, it's wild up there, man. ESP. We have great water, too. Well, I could see that, yeah, with the glacier. And salmon. That's the only thing I kind of know about Alaska, right? You got the fishing game is probably on point. This is an interesting thing. As far as seafood in Florida sucks. There's better seafood up north here and even in New Jersey. I think it's because the water temperature in Florida is so hot all year round. It never like cools down because there's no other season but hot as hell. That the fish don't taste that good. Like when I come back up north, the shrimp, the crab, I eat mainly plant-based, but I have occasional chicken, shrimp, and crab. And when I eat the shrimp or crab, it's way better up here. Now, there's a spot down in Florida at the fresh market. I get coconut shrimp, banging, with the little yellow sauce. Woo! I can't wait to get down there. I sit my big ass right outside with the ceiling fan going in the fresh market with coconut shrimp and some like hot sauce, plant-based Cheetos. Oh, damn. I can't wait. Now, guys, I do like Publix. Me and Edith were talking about this earlier. She's originally from Vero Beach. Now she lives in the Pacific Northwest. I do like Publix. I did a video. If you ever have some free time, you want to see a great video, YouTube search Inspirational Nomad Publix. I did a video from the Publix in Boca Raton, Florida. Beautiful. But Publix is the basic supermarket. Like up north, the basic supermarkets are ShopRite and Acme. So in Florida, the basic one is Publix. Now, the real destitute one is Winn-Dixie. If you're shopping at Winn-Dixie, you're destitute, okay? Now, even Publix, you may be destitute. If you're shopping at the Fresh Market or Sprouts, it's like being up north shopping at Wegmans. You're a little bit wealthier. So, what I could tell you is, I don't know, but that's how I was just thinking about off the top of my head. Let's continue. ESP. Oh, I read that. Alice, thank you again. It's great to have you. Savat, welcome, Alice. Yeah, Alice in the building. PA's in the building. Edith. My dream vacation is to take a cruise to Alaska. That's interesting. Edith is broadcasting from, where was it? She told me the other night. Somewhere in the middle of a bunch of land. Where was that place you're at, Edith? I forgot the name of it already. It was wild. Moscow, Idaho or something? It was something crazy. Oh no, Kellogg, Idaho. Kellogg's, like the cereal. She goes, my dream vacation is to take a cruise to Alaska. I've sold a lot of vehicles. You know how to sell. To people in Alaska. Really? They are the nicest customers. Now, there are some, I would say, yeah, I guess there's good and bad everywhere. I shouldn't say that. But I think overall, I've met a lot of nice people online from Alaska. The nicest customers along with the Hawaiians. Well, yeah, I used to say that about the Canadians. And I met probably more positive Canadians than that. It's like any other thing. It's like there's good and bad in every group, no matter where they're from. I don't know, though. Is there better New Jerseyans than Floridians? I don't know. I've met good and bad. Like, I don't know. So everyone has Dookie in their drawers some way. Backwoods. Yeah, exactly, ESP and me. Fred. Hey, Sam. Florida's calling you, bro. You know Florida's in your soul when you do a live feed called I Rather Pick Pineapples Than Pumpkins. There's a fire burning in my belly, okay? And it's not because I want pumpkin spice coffee from Dunkin' Donuts. That gives me acid reflux. There's a fire burning in my belly because I want to get to the land where there's palm trees, and that's South Florida, where there's pineapples, coconuts, coconut shrimp, where ceiling fans are outside of outdoor eateries. And Phase 3 opens October 5th, 2020. Bikinis is a formal dress. Wearing a t-shirt is a suit. Suntan lotion is a way of living. It's a cologne. Okay. I know everyone has a different idea of what they like. Now, some people are looking forward to getting dressed up for Halloween. They're looking forward to wear their North Face triple goose jacket. They're getting forward to, wear their Timberland boots and all that. And I enjoyed doing that first season of my life. I remember when the starter jackets were popping. When, like, the starter football jackets and, again, the triple goose North Faces came out and all. It was a big deal to get dressed up for winter. But I'll tell you this, guys. I never want to, I don't have winter clothes. I threw out all my winter clothes. And I never go back. Now you say, Sam, what if you have to come up north in an emergency? Guys, I'll go to Walmart, I'll buy a jacket, and then I'll throw it out, I'll burn it. I'll burn that jacket in a campfire the minute the emergency's over and I go back south. Does environment matter? Well, environment matters to a pumpkin. Can a pumpkin, somebody I'll ask you in a live feed, can a pumpkin survive in South Florida? I don't think it can. Can a pineapple survive in Pennsylvania? Alice, as your first ever members only chat, can a pineapple survive in Pennsylvania in the winter? I don't think it can. Can inspirational nomads survive in New Jersey for a winter? Well, I did for 2 years. Well, 37 years plus 2 years in my car, but I'm not going to do it anymore. Let's take a hydration break. Let's continue to read live chats. Backwoods. Yeah, exactly, ESP. Fred. Hey, Sam. Oh, yeah, I read that right. Edith. I'm in Starbucks. Yes, you advanced in life. I'm in Starbucks land. Praise the Lord. No Dunkin' Donuts. It's a disaster. Anywhere around. If you're by Dunkin' Donuts, guys, you're in a bad neighborhood. Okay. Like up north, we used to say, like, look, if you're by Kennedy Fried Chicken, you're in a bad neighborhood. I'm not talking about Kentucky Fried Chicken. In the north part of New Jersey, there's spots called Kennedy Fried Chicken. If you're in a Kennedy Fried Chicken zone, guys, you're in a bad neighborhood. I remember picking up some chick from East Orange, and she lived right up the street from a Kennedy Fried Chicken. It was a disaster. Okay, so guys, if you're by Dunkin' Donuts, guys, it's about to be a shootout. Okay, Dunkin' Donuts is destitute. I hate to say it. Okay, guys, McDonald's not much better, but I had limited options tonight, so I'm doing the best I can. There are a ton of little coffee shacks around, all right? Here are a few topless servers. Praise the Lord. I'm not a Kellogg, Idaho, got a poppin' tonight. Fred, I lived in Tampa. I don't like Tampa. I lived in Tampa for a couple years. Publix is way better than Winn-Dixie. Yeah, Winn-Dixie is, not good. Not good. Edith, Kellogg, Idaho. Not good. Edith, almost time to put on Boggs yak tracks? What does that mean? To keep from taking a slide on the ice? Yeah, that's you're talking a whole nother language. I don't know what that means. That's got to be some type of snow tire with like chains and balls. I never even heard of that. Alice, greetings. I am a new member. Well, damn it, Alice. Shout out to PAU in here strong tonight. We love you, Alice. We appreciate you and thank you. Fred, Kennedy Fried Chicken are very poor areas. Nah, more than poor, it's crime-ridden. That's a fact. Yeah, I don't know if they got any in Brooklyn. I know in North Jersey, there's a bunch in certain areas. So, now there's going to be some good strip clubs. I'll tell you that much. Now, in Brooklyn, they used to have a spot, Pudgy's Fried Chicken. I think the only Pudgy's Fried Chicken that's left is in Long Island. And I remember I drove my big ass from New Jersey like 2.5 hours through Jones Beach and then to Long Island because I had to get some Pudgy's Fried Chicken. And they used to have them in my hometown, but then they shut them down. And I remember like there was one, like I lost a bunch of weight and then I had a backslide moment where I was like, damn, I got to have, and I don't want Kentucky Fried Chicken sucks. Chicken Holiday, that's another spot in New Jersey, that's okay. But the real chicken spots, back in the day, Roy Rogers was good before it got commercialized. Pudgy's and Kennedy Fried Chicken. Now, it's good chicken, bad area. Okay, but I remember taking my big ass all the way to Long Island just for a bucket of chicken. Was it worth it? It was pretty good. But it'll kill you, that's true. Let's continue to read. Fred, Tampa wasn't that great, I agree. I prefer South Florida, and Southeast Florida. Because even though Naples and Marco Island on the Southwest Florida are nice, you don't get the diversity, you don't get the culture, the vibe, you don't get the tropics. It's just like, it's not anything negative. I don't want to rain on anyone's parade. These are my opinions, how I like to live. But I'm just grateful, guys. I feel so grateful that I even have the opportunity to be headed down where pineapples are plentiful. Like right now, guys, I'm in the Northeast where pumpkins are plentiful. I saw the pumpkin decorations today. I saw all the Halloween shit coming out. You go in a store now, they got Halloween shit everywhere. Fucking houses are dressed up. And that's fun if you're a kid. I enjoyed Halloween when I was a kid. I remember being a karate kid, dressing up, all types of shit. I remember having egg fights though on mischief night. Guys, nah, I don't want to go back to being a kid, man. I'm done with that. What I can tell you is this. When you go into a store in Florida, no matter what time of year, they're selling boogie boards. They're selling suntan lotion. Guys, it's endless summer. You say, Sam, I want to pick pumpkins. I say, I'm not mad at you. But I'm telling you right now, I'm not with you. Okay? I gotta be Southeast Florida. You say, Sam, I'm tired of hearing that. Well, guys, this is for the people who want to hear. Well, I remember watching some shit on YouTube, or it was like Ustream. It was before YouTube. It was some guy who used to do chanting. Chanting is like almost like a religion. It was like a Eastern European cat. I don't know, or he was from Egypt. He was from some shit. And he would just chant. It was right after 9/11. He was like, we got to bring the world healing. And he would chant on this shit. Like, he would say the same shit over and over. That's like their style. And it was pretty cool to listen to, but it was weird. Like, so I know sometimes you say, Sam, you can't, I got to repeat the shit I got to chant the Florida chant. Okay. You know why? Because it inspires me. Okay? It makes me excited. And, it matters to me. Fred, have you checked out Key West yet? Nah, I don't plan to. Maybe one day. It's on an island. Key West is for people who like to get drunk and go boating. For the most part. Now, that could be any part of Florida, really, but Key West is isolated. I don't know. I haven't been there, so I should hold judgment, but not my thing. Well, at least not my desire. I may go there one day, though, but I don't have any plans to directly. South Beach, Miami is the furthest I've been south, because there's some parts of Florida, even like between South Miami to Key West. There's like, I don't know, what do they call it? Hilo, Florida, and some other shit. I've never been there. I've never been south of Miami. I don't plan to, but maybe one day. Edith, bogs are boots. I don't like that sound. For winter weather, I don't like that. And yak tracks are metal spikes. Oh my God. Like things to slip on the bottom of your shoes for traction. Damn, man, that sounds like Armageddon. Imagine wearing like shit you gotta put on your shoes for traction. I remember I almost slipped in my flip-flops jumping over a palm tree. I want you to YouTube search Inspirational Nomad, the downside of living in Florida. Last winter, it was like February. It was about 80 degrees in South Florida. And I was wearing my slide-on N1 Walmart sandals. Right here. Guys, these are my winter boots. Okay? Guys, girls, these are my winter boots. I don't have any traction. Okay? Now, every few months, I got to buy a new pair because you see, it gets very smooth. I got to go to Walmart. About $10 to buy a new pair of shoes. These are my shoes. Okay. And when I wear these out and this gets smooth, last year I almost slipped stepping over a palm tree leaf. And it was very, scary. But I get very, I don't want to like wear boots with like traction control and have to jump over a pile of snow. YouTube search Inspirational Nomad buried in snow. There was like 1.5 feet of snow. I was living in my car. It was a disaster. And I almost fell on black ice going into Starbucks in northern New Jersey. I survived. It was like Noah's Ark. The Lord said to me, grab 2 of every good-looking MILF, jump in your Jeep Renegade, and I will bring you to the promised land. And that's what I did. And I survived the Northeast winter. And then the Lord saith to me, never look back on Babylon. Okay. Babylon is wherever you see pumpkins. Okay. I don't know if anyone did a Google search. Can pumpkins survive in South Florida? And can pineapples survive in Pennsylvania? I don't know. Alice, I love you. Thank you for joining. Tony's in the building. All right, let's go back to live comments. Edith, Key West is cool. if you want to watch the sunrise and set on the ocean all the same day. Nah, I'm good. I'll take the sunrise on the east coast of Florida on the Atlantic Ocean, and then I'll be in Starbucks during the sunset, or outside of a fresh market with a ceiling fan. That's true. Tony, laughing. I'm the opposite of Sam. Oh yeah, he lives in Canada. That's opposite. Let's see what Tony's got to say. He goes, I'm the opposite of Sam. I love cold weather. This is what makes the world go round. Prefer the night over the day. Damn. And dream of living a secluded area. That's interesting. But I'm happy. I like that you defined what you like. I like that, Tony. I like when people define what they like. One of my members, Gail, she's about 68 years old, living in her car in Massachusetts. I love her. She's a great woman, smart woman. She's been getting some negative feedback. People trying to tell her, like, she should be doing this, she should be doing that. And she said to me, Sam, she wrote on a comment on one of my videos, she goes, Sam, a lot of trolls trying to tell me, like, I'm not really happy. How can someone else tell you that you're not happy? Like, can I really tell Tony he's not happy living in Canada? I can't tell him that. That's his life. Now, can Tony tell me that I'm not really happy wearing N1 slip-on sandals in South Florida? No, it's my life. See, you have to be with people that even if they're not living your same life, like I'm picking pineapples. Backwoods, he's picking pumpkins. I don't know if you could pick anything in Canada in the winter. I think everything dies. But I want you to do you. My circle, my avatar, I picked my avatar. You pick your avatar on YouTube. Now, if you don't pick your avatar, YouTube defaults you to a YouTube color. Like a little circle, it's a bland color. Make a mental note, if you don't pick your life, someone picks it for you. By default. I should let that breathe. Do you understand what I just said? If you don't intentionally pick your life, someone picks it for you. If you don't intentionally put what avatar you want on YouTube, they'll just put one there for you. It may be a basic, just bland color, but it'll be something. You have to pick a name. I don't think you could pick any name, but I don't think YouTube will let you just start a profile without a name. You have to pick that. There's part of life you have to intentionally make a decision. And if you don't, someone else makes the decision for you. This is part of the message tonight. It's a powerful message. Let's continue to read. Love to you, Tony. Fred, Key West is perfect for isolation and solitude. You should visit 4 hours from Miami. The drive is scenic. Well, I don't like being isolated. Excuse me. I don't like being isolated. I like to be within 15 minutes of a Starbucks, of a Planet Fitness, and of a public beach park. I like to be in the cut, but not in the middle of nowhere. I like to be in reach of the city, but not in the city. I like to be like just in the cut, okay? I like to be in populated areas, but not in congested areas. Some people like to live off the grid. Some people like to live on the side of a mountain. Not me. Why? Because, guys, I'm trying to be by, I want to see some MILFs. I want to be by Planet Fitness. I want to be by Starbucks. I want to be by infrastructure. I want to charge my electronics. I don't want to be like on the side of a mountain, like with a butane camping stove, like what's that guy, Slim Potato or whatever, like broadcasting live from a fucking destitute 8-liner trailer. I don't want to do that shit. I'm not anything against that, but my life, my vision, and I want you to define your vision like Tony did, or whoever you are, Alice, Fred, Edith, ESP, Savat, Backwoods. I want you to define your life. Then you say, Sam, I don't know what the fuck I want to do. Well, keep it moving then. Because if you don't decide, someone's going to decide for you. By default. Okay? And I don't want someone else to decide my shit. Let's continue to read. Edith, I'm with Tony. I'm not mad at you. So, who's my man? Coach Jack. He's living in Massachusetts. He's a Planet Fitness instructor. He was last year. I saw him did a video the other day with some skinny girl. She was young, so I don't know if that was his family or some girl he was getting with. But my man, Coach Jack, he's a guy who lives in Massachusetts, Planet Fitness instructor. And I remember he messaged me last year. He left a message on one of my videos. I was in South Florida doing what I do best, picking pineapples, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I was picking those pineapples pretty good. Oh, praise the Lord. And so I'm in South Florida doing me, okay? Damn right. And Coach Jack left a message on one of my videos. It was cold as hell. Like Tony and Edith, you like it cold? It was cold as hell in February. And Coach Jack says, Sam, someone's got to stay up north. I say, yep, and it ain't me. Shout out to Coach Jack, man. Coconut Dreams, your beard is coming in thick. Well, that's because I'm up north still. And some of the chicks and some of the gay guys, they want to see the beard grow. But you can see it grow, but I'm going to cut it back down. But I'm a sex symbol, guys. Not easy. They want me to switch it up on them. A lot of pressure. A lot of pressure being a sex symbol, guy. Gotta keep that look. Okay. So, however, I don't think too highly of myself. I'm not, but hey, look, guys, you gotta be confident. I'm grateful. I'm grateful, guy. I feel good tonight. I feel thankful. Focus on your supporters, not your haters. I made a mistake, and I'm going to correct myself going forward. Focus more of your energy and your time on the people that support you than the people that hate on you. Now, once in a while, you got to give a little spank to the booty. And you got to get intense. But let's take a hydration break. Fred, full capacity at Starbucks. Praise the Lord. But I think masks are still required. That's okay. That's fair. Like, I'm a fair person. I'm not going to say, like the coronavirus, there's nothing to do with it. Even though I was in a laundromat today in New Jersey where masks were mandated, and there was some psychopath in the laundromat with no mask, and she was coughing. Did I cause a scene? No, but I was upset. But I just kept my mouth shut, and I got the hell out of there. I did my laundry. I got the hell out of there. But I don't have a problem with that. I can understand that until we get, through the next few months or whatever. So, obviously, when you're eating, you're going to take off your mask. So, like, even in the gym right now, I go to the gym, I still have to wear my mask. When I'm in heavy workout, I put enough so I can breathe. But I'll play the game as long as we have a level of freedom. I mean, I'm understanding to all sides of this issue. And so, I can understand, that's fair. I mean, wear the mask, do whatever, clean your hands, all that shit. Don't cough without a mask on in the laundromat. So, that's fair. I saw some psychopath get tased at a football game. She didn't want to wear a mask. Look, guys, I'm not saying you're right or wrong, but I'm just saying, look, at a certain point, how much energy do you want to waste on arguing? I don't want to waste that much energy. But you're right, brother. Thank you for all your insights. Coconut Dream. Yeah, I read that. Your beard's coming in thick. Thank you, brother. Love to your coconut dreams. We're getting so close to picking some pineapples. Jesse O, my first ever member. My first ever member was a woman from Massachusetts. Sam, I'm starting to feel out of place. Don't belong anywhere. Well, I think that's a week of bad trading and the fact that fall is closing in on you in Massachusetts. What I tell you to do is if you can work remotely, liquidate your assets and hit the road. And no matter whether you're in Massachusetts or South Florida, you got to go to the gym. You got to do your laundry. I never try to sell you guys a falsehood. If you're not doing self-care, it doesn't matter where you live. Look, life sucks even when you do self-care. I'm honest with you. I totally empathize and understand what you're saying. Like Jesus, I don't love this world or anything in this world. So what you're saying lines up to what Jesus said. But we're here and we have to make the most of it. So what we need to do is focus on self-care. We can still trade, but we have to mitigate risk, and sometimes we got to step away from trading. We have to realize that some of our stress is self-induced. I think you had a bad day on trading, and then yesterday you ate a bunch of unhealthy food. And now today you feel like a fat bastard. Everyone's picking pumpkins, and now you're suicidal. So you got to refocus, okay? You got to step away from the Chipotle. You may have to stop trading for a little bit and watch. Don't trade before 9:50 a.m. And if you get one good trade, that's enough for the day. Stop it. Okay? And start to travel outside your 60-mile radius. If you can work from anywhere, get the fuck out of Massachusetts. In 2 weeks, plan on an exit. Build a healthy, sustainable lifestyle and pray for the grace of God. But I'll tell you this, guys, we're all going to die. But when I die, I'd rather be by a pineapple than a pumpkin. Okay? Because, guys, during Halloween, they have a casket on your front yard with a pumpkin. Can you believe that there's a decoration where you celebrate death and a pumpkin? Guys, I want to celebrate a pineapple in a bikini. I understand the pain of life, guys and girls. I give to you what's in my soul, what I use for myself. You can overcome the bad days by just keep showing up. Like I asked that guy. I asked that 70-year-old man who was a professor. His wife was a psychiatrist. They had money. They were working. But they had a son who was born with a major disability. Devastating. And they felt like they probably didn't belong anywhere. They felt that hopelessness that you speak of. And I asked him, I said, well, how'd you deal with it? Because, he goes, Sam, what are you going to do? You put one foot in front of the other. But I want to take it one step further. After you put one foot in front of the other, because you must, idle time is the devil's playground. When in doubt, stay productive. When in doubt, keep it simple. Don't get an RV, go for a walk. Don't get a van, start living the nomadic life in the car you already have. After you build on a foundation of good self-care, a savings account, healthy people, then I want you to start to explore different physical environments, different areas to find inspiration, creativity, a new life. I had a friend I worked with, older guy, good guy. His son was addicted to drugs. And we connected because I told my family members, siblings that were drug addicts. And he goes, Sam, me and my wife really struggled with our son's drug addiction. It looks like he may have turned a corner. He was in his mid-20s. And he had finally started to get away from the drugs and he was working again. And he goes, me and my wife hope that he really has changed his life. We don't know the future. And he said a powerful thing. I never heard it said like this. He goes, Sam, I told my son that you only get so many resets in life. Don't waste it. And when he said that word reset, I thought that was a powerful word. I thought it was a great word. Obviously, everyone that's watching me, you can relate. You have a smartphone. So you know that once in a while you have to reset your phone, whether it freezes up or it needs an update. There's times in your life you have to reset your life. Your phone is energy. Your body is energy. When you die, you get hooked up to a machine and it flatlines. That means you have no energy. I worked with a guy who said, Sam, we got to go somewhere after death because energy doesn't die. It just transforms to another, dimension. I don't know. Maybe it's true. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But I believe in the reset, the refocus, the rebirth, the reinventing yourself, the adaptation. I grew up, all I knew was pumpkins. Now, I took a couple of vacations in Florida. But I reinvented my life. And it took time, years. And I started spiritually in my 20s. I got out of the strip club. I went to the church. Then I got out of the church. I went to something else. I kept evolving. I always tell you the number one book I recommend you read is Who Moved My Cheese by Dr. Spencer Johnson. It's a 50, 75-page book, very simple book. My dentist recommended it years ago. And the whole book is about mice that are in this maze. And the experiment was every day they were given cheese in a certain part of the maze. There was like 5 mice or something like that. And a bunch of the mice said, well, they were given cheese every day in the same part of the maze. And then the experiment was take the cheese away from that area and see how the mice react. Most of the mice said, there was once cheese here, it will come back. So they kept showing up to the same part of the maze, hoping that one day they would feel the same way. They would get that reward. But there was a couple brave mice that said, you know what, at a certain point, we have to go to a different part of the maze because life has changed. We have to reset our life. And it was the couple mice that adapted, left the area of comfort and reinvented their life. They found cheese again. Adaptation. Some people go back to school, but school can never teach you how to adapt. Never get a certification if you've never worked a year in that industry. If you haven't worked in the industry, how do you know you want to do what you got? Come on. Let's take a hydration break. I got love from my supporters, and I thank you. I thank you, Alice, for joining. I thank you, Fred, Tony, Jesse, Edith, Savat, Backwoods, Fred, Tony. Keep on rocking in the free world. Keep on rocking where there's pineapple juice. That's what I tell you. Let's go back to live comments in order. Well, I missed a few comments. I gotta go back. Coconut and Dreams. Trump rallies are packed. I don't care. Guys, everyone has the right. Guys, strip clubs are packed. I don't care. I have a choice. I'm not going to a Trump rally. I ain't going to a Biden rally. Why? Because, guys, politics as usual. I'll vote. I don't know who I'll vote for yet, but I'll move on in my life. And I'm not going to a TD Jakes rally. I'm not going to a summer jam again. I used to go to summer jams. I went to a Nas and R. Kelly concert. It was awesome. But I ain't going again. R. Kelly locked up and getting beat up in jail. So, guys, look, I'm just trying to go to Starbucks. I'll wear my mask. I'm trying to stay to myself. Now, I'm not going in the middle of nowhere. Okay. But, it's just politics as usual. Tony, Jay-Z has a song about that. Tony, I think Sam's channel is better now that it's members only. Thank you for that word of encouragement, brother. Before it was members only, there was too many random people that would come on once, make stupid comments, and then leave. Thank you, brother, number one, for being a member and for that positive comment. Well, everything has a season. And I'm grateful for the years I put into the regular public, everyone chats. Because like everything in life, you have to work your way up. And also, there were some great people that I do miss. So I don't look down on those years. But there was a time that I had to reinvent myself. And there was jobs I worked, not YouTube, just on my regular jobs, where you kind of like do all you can do at that level, then you go to another level. There's no guarantee you're going to be successful. There's no guarantee memberships will last forever or whatever. But I'll know when it's time to evolve again. But thank you again. But I want to share that, don't look down at when you work construction. Now you may work corporate. Don't look down on when, like for a year I did YouTube, wasn't monetized. I didn't even have the ability to go live because I think you need like 1,000 members to go live. Everything has a season. It builds your character if you look at it the right way. But I do agree that at a certain point you have to put a value on what you do and you have to put boundaries, because if anyone that puts no effort into their profile, they just create a bunch of fake profiles. You don't need them in your life. They're a waste of your time. They're a waste of your energy. I could be doing more productive things with my time, more beneficial things. So if you value yourself and if you feel you bring value, if you don't put a boundary to that value, then people take advantage of it. And you waste your time and you waste their time. Because then all you're doing is talking to trolls or blocking, and it's a never-ending cycle of just wasted energy. And you become hateful and bitter, and they don't change, and all the good people are just watching like it's a circus. Guys, but don't forget the circus. The circus is more crowded than the church. The circus is sometimes more crowded than a strip club. Like, I want you to think about that. People pay money to watch an elephant ride a tricycle. Most people are psychopaths. Who in their right mind would pay to see a bear ride a bike? That's the circus. People pay. People go to a Trump rally to see Trump say the same shit. People go to a Biden rally to see him go like this, guys. The circus, that's what the inventor of the circus said. Because someone asked Balaam Barely, or whatever the hell his name was, the guy who invented the circus, they said, how are you going to charge people to look at this outrageous shit? And you know what his answer was? There's a sucker born every day. So some people, guys, they pay to see the sideshow. I don't give you guys a sideshow. I give you straight talk. Value, we have fun, but there's some good shit here, okay? At least in my opinion, I'll put a value on it. But I don't put an expectation. No one owes me anything. I'm not entitled. I do me. I want everyone to do them. And you have to reinvent yourself. Nothing stays the same. Good job. Thank you, Tony. Edith. It is so internally. You can be born somewhere and not be inspired, and then find your heaven in the most opposite place and be surprised how differently you feel. Excellent comment. And Edith has the testimony where she grew up in Vero Beach and then she found her inspiration in Kellogg, Idaho. Hey guys, it's true. Good comment, Edith. Thank you for sharing your testimony. Fred. A woman coughed and she wasn't wearing a mask with the F. It's true, brother. It was two older women in the laundromat today. I looked at them and I had a decision to make. I could have argued with them and I would have been right, but I could have destroyed my life. You have to think about the mindset of someone doing the laundry at 8 a.m. I want to lock heads? No. There's been a couple times in my life, guys, I've been caught up in drama and my life could have been changed like this. And I had a couple friends lost their life because of it. So now it's not easy because it requires self-control and it's only by the grace of God. But I give some thought as I become older. I said to myself when I was in that laundromat today, I said, Sam, you can say something to these women, but what is going to happen more than likely? Well, yeah, maybe they'll put a mask on, maybe you'll argue with them, but the bottom line was I had to finish doing my laundry. So do I want the next hour of my laundry doing to be hell? Nah. I said, I'm just going to throw my shit in the dryer and then I'm going to go back in my car. And that's what I did. So, pick your battles. You only have so much emotional energy per day. What do you want to spend it on? I didn't want to spend it on them. It wasn't worth it. I evaluated it. So when I put my blankets in the big washing machine, it costs $5.50. Okay. If I argue with two women about not wearing a mask, how much is it going to cost me? It may cost me a lot. You could get a big argument. And I just evaluated it and I said it wasn't wise. But I understand your frustration. I felt it. Believe me, I was pissed, brother. Excuse me a minute. Love to you guys. Thank you again for all the love and support. Thank you, Alice, for joining. Fred, it's a level of disrespect. It's out there, brother. You get cut off on the street, same thing. What makes her think she can cough without wearing a mask? Hey, guys, you're a psychopathic mind. You can't explain it, As I get older, I remember there was a movie with Jennifer Lopez called The Cell. I know ESPN watched a movie I recommended with Jim Carrey called Me, Myself, and Irene. You should look at that movie. Very funny movie. There was another movie I recommend with Jennifer Lopez called The Cell. It was a sci-fi movie where there was a psychopath who was a serial killer. And Jennifer Lopez I think she was like a therapist or something. And they had the ability to shrink Jennifer Lopez down to the size of a cell and to be injected in the brain of a psychopath to try to figure out what made them not wear a mask or what made them commit murder. And she went inside the mind of this psychopath and there was all this childhood trauma and all this crazy shit, all the DNA genes of their biological father and mother that passed on bad genes. And Jennifer Lopez herself almost went insane being inside this insane mind. When you lock heads with an irrational person, you become irrational. It's very dangerous. There's a scripture that says if you try to get someone out of sin, be careful that you yourself don't get trapped in that sin. You have to be very wise and shrewd when dealing with the psychopathic mind, with the wicked mind, with the nasty mind, with the ungrateful, with the spiteful. Very, very shrewd, meaning very calculating. For your own benefit and for society's benefit. Again, I saw that young lady get tasered at a high school football game for not wanting to wear a mask. I used to play high school football. My mom and all my other friends' moms, they were in the stands. I can never see them getting. I could see a couple parents I knew. They used to scream from the stands. Guys, our high school quarterback, okay, who eventually got locked up, his father would scream crazy shit. And his father had so much anger. And his son ended up having that same anger and getting locked up. There's a lesson there. The father would have got tasered, and the son eventually got locked up. You pass on a certain mindset sometimes. Now, you can break that generational curse, but it's there. But some people are looking for trouble. Guys, I don't know why. It's just the way their mind works. I'm looking to avoid trouble. I'm looking to pick pineapples, not pumpkins. I'm looking to pick pineapples, not fights. Like, I remember we used to go to clubs sometimes. There were some people that used to be with us. They used to look to pick a fight. I'm looking to get out of a fight. I don't want to get involved. Now, look, you do it. If you're backed in the corner, you do what you got to do. But, guys, I don't want to be involved in that shit. This is wisdom, guys. I hope you're listening. Thank you. Good comment. Jesse, laughing good. I really want to be a nomad in Hawaii. Well, Hawaii is an isolated island, though. But it involves shipping my car. Yeah, that's why I don't like Key West, and that's why I don't like Hawaii. Even though Key West has one road. I wish I could drive there. Yeah, I don't think you can drive to Hawaii. But I love you, Jesse. You'll figure it out. Love to you, Jesse. You're a smart woman. I believe in you. I believe that you're going to figure it out. Trading or entrepreneurship or nomad life, you're going to figure it out. You're a smart woman. I believe in you. Edith, I've seen people shop in the produce section who lift their mask to lick their fingers. Well, that's okay. To get plastic bag. Oh, okay, that's a little nasty. Produce and put it back in. Well, guys, even before the coronavirus, I used to work with a guy. He would take a shit and wouldn't even wash his hands. That was before the coronavirus. Guys, I was giving fist bumps before Obama got elected. So for me, I already know people are nasty, okay? I already know people are picking their coochie and then like picking flowers. So for me, I already know half the world's psychopaths. So I know, but fuck it, we all gonna die. That's true. Edith says, Hawaii is very expensive. That's true. Which is why I sell and ship a lot of vehicles. Yeah, money bag emoji. It's cheaper for them to buy us. Yep, I meant that. And transport it to the islands. Edith, you're smart. Fred, at Edith, yeah. People still have old habits. That's true. Yeah, humans are creatures of habit. It's hard to break that pattern. Yep, you're smart. If you've done it consistently for years, yeah, very hard for people to break habits. Jesse O, prayer emoji. Thank you, Sam. Thank you. I appreciate you, Jesse. I appreciate you. Tony, reset your life. I like that term. Yeah, that guy, it always sticks out. He's told me that, Tony. It's true. Fred, I wouldn't mind retiring in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Okay. I don't know much about it. Let's see what you have to say about it. You don't need a passport. Okay. And it's on American soil. Is it? Okay. And it's a Caribbean lifestyle. Yeah. No, that sounds good. I mean, for me, it's too isolated. But yeah, if you can keep your citizen rights and if it's a safe area, obviously I know about people who vacation there, but I don't know enough about the Virgin Islands to comment if it's good or bad. But yeah, as long as you can keep your American rights and it's a safe area. And yeah, I mean, some people retire in foreign lands because it's cheaper to live with the exchange rate. I'm probably going to die in Florida, but yeah, I can understand that. Jesse O, at Edith. Yeah, I was there 2 years ago. Were you? For 2 months. This is Jesse telling Edith. This is about Hawaii, I guess. Most things are overpriced in Hawaii, but simple minimalists can survive. Yeah. I mean, the weather's got to be pretty much warm and moderate because you don't have a lot of humidity all year round. So for a nomad, that should be definitely doable. I mean, ESP lives in Alaska. Guys, you got a female living in her MV200, I mean, from Alaska, so you can do it from anywhere, ESP. Second law, she's smart. Second law of thermodynamics. What's that? Matter can neither be created or destroyed. She's smart. It is transformed. Well, guys, call me the Transformer, like Nicki Minaj in the Future song. Yeah, because I'm about to transform I'm about to transform from a pumpkin to a pineapple. Yep, in a couple weeks. Just hope. Oh, yeah. Summer Jam used to be popping. Yep, Hot 97 style. Oh, yeah, you from Massachusetts. Those days are over for me. Me too. I never want to go back. All right, guys and girls. Love to you. Alice, thank you for joining. Thank you to all my members. Thank you for everyone who watched. I hope my videos help, inspire, encourage you in some way. Thank you for supporting the channel. It means something to me. I appreciate everyone. Have a peaceful night. See you in the next one. Peace.